So lastly, what I want to talk about is my hair coloring journey. Um, this is supposed to be a medium blonde in my hair. Usually that color looks best on me, but though it does tend to give my hair, since it's an ash, I use medium ash blonde, it does tend to give it a grayish look. So, my hair coloring journey is, or my experience, or my understanding, about 5 years ago, I was tired of dealing with the roots, the silver roots. And it wasn't even as bad as it is now. So I decided, well, I'm going to bleach my hair to a platinum blonde, and then I don't have to deal with it. So I just did the front like I did now. But my hair was always long, and it never, ever, ever would take to all, like this would turn it turned orange, like a flaming orange. And at that time, the people who worked at Sally's, they just sucked, and they wouldn't help me. Because we don't want you to sue us if something goes wrong. I mean, what the heck are you there for? I didn't understand about toners and stuff like that. People would tell me, well, use a higher developer. And no matter how much I bleached it, it wouldn't go above a yellowish with orange on the ends. So I decided to try ash colors. And it helped. It did help. So I decided to try a medium ash blonde. I liked the way it looked on the box, and I realized, wow, that's really nice. But then I said, well, if I cut my hair, there was another suggestion, was if you cut your hair, that it would, take, because the heat of your scalp makes it work faster, and that's why your ends won't be the same color. And then I go to the beauty salon. They wanted something like 120 to 180. And they couldn't guarantee me that my hair would lift. My hair is not black, by the way. They told me black hair does not lift. My hair is a very, very dark blonde, and it has like these natural red highlights in it. You could tell in the summer. So they said they couldn't guarantee me. I said, well, I'm not paying them $180. And then they're the ones who told me about toner, which again I didn't know how to use, and I went to Sally's and they didn't help. Blah blah blah. So I decided to cut my hair short, and I bleached the front, and I started putting colors in it, blue. And one of the things I learned, first I started with blue, and then I did the back black. I did that for October. And one of the things I learned is that when you bleach your hair, which is different from coloring it, it makes your hair very, very porous. And that's where the colors are going to grab onto, is to that porousness inside your hair. And then another thing I learned is that gray hair is very stubborn, and your color is not going to take to it. Those semi-permanent colors, those colors, the blues and the reds and all that, they're not going to take to the silver part. So you have to make that part porous. And bleach doesn't really do anything. It's basically, I burned like this part of my hair off. And now it's got like little baby hairs that are still growing from there. So I have to color it. Now when you use coloring, or dyes, what I've been learning through this journey is that you need to get something that's going to work in gray hair. And I have these little drops that I got at Sally's. And so what I learned is I'm going to put a light color. The light ash blonde or the extra light blondes do help lift the color. It's not a bleach, but it does help lift the color. So that makes the hair porous. Again, the color will latch on to that. Your semi-permanent colors will latch on to that. Bleaching and coloring are two separate processes. Bleaching really, really does damage your hair. It just dries it out. When I first started doing it, I didn't know what my hair, literally, my daughter said it looked like straw, like hay straw. It was so badly dried out and damaged, which took me like 3 years of trimming and trimming to get out. But this time I figured I know what I'm doing, right? Instead of using a toner, I just put an ash light blonde in my hair, which is what you saw me do. But this silver is just so freaking stubborn. Even if I put the little drops of it, the gray drops for people with gray hair, it doesn't work. So bleach is one thing. Coloring is another. And the blonde dyes do help to lift hair a little bit. They do help to lift color a little bit. Mostly at the roots. But it's not the same thing as a bleach. Yes, your hair's going to be going through a chemical process. Yes, it is damaging. But not anything like when you consistently bleach it. So that's two separate things. But then I started using, after all, I went through my whole hair color journey 4 years ago. I had purple, I had lavender, I had crimson red, I had a berry burgundy, I had blue. I've tried it all. And I realized that some of the colors would not stick only to the bleached part. Even if I used coloring, a blonde coloring, it still wouldn't stick. So the more porous your hair, the better the coloring sticks. And I wasn't using Manic Panic at the time. So what I learned is that those colors will lift. But when you get into like the light blondes, when you get into regular blondes, like medium and dark blonde, that doesn't lift your hair at all. It just adds color. So your browns and your reds and your blonde dyes are just going to add color. They're not going to lift, except the really, really light blondes will lift a little bit. So that's totally different from bleaching, which is very damaging. After you bleach, you're supposed to buy like a blue powder. It's for when your hair turns that banana yellow color. That'll help tone it into a more platinum color. If your hair stays orange, let me see. No, blue is for orange. When your hair is orange, you put the blue. And the blue and orange will tone it into an ash. With that nice, pretty platinum color. If your hair turns yellow, you have to use a purple powder. And the purple powder toner powders will help bring it to a more ashy platinum color. And I've learned this through the years and through YouTube. So purple will neutralize yellow. Blue will neutralize orange and give you a more platinum look. I didn't do that because I wasn't looking for a platinum look. I was looking to just get the purple in my hair. So I just use ash colors, which helps to tone down all the orange. So I learned that the lighter colors do help to lift color a little bit. And so when I put the light blonde, it completely took out all the purple that I had. So I said, you know what, the best color I could use. My daughter says she really liked me in blonde hair. So I said, well, I'll do medium blonde because I know I look good in that. The other ones I knew were very, very harsh. And it was just an interim to get the purple in. So here I am. I messed up. I used non-Manic Panic. I have this amethyst color in my hair. It was, as it washed out, the purple showed better. But these silver roots, you could see how stubborn, as you could see in my, when I did my makeup, how stubborn they are. The very, very root silver does not want to budge. It gets the rest of my scalp color, my roots, but not the very, very scalp silvers. So when I put in a blonde, it will remove all the purple. But this time I said I want to put medium blonde. I know that color looks nice on me, medium ash blonde, thinking that it will lift the rest of the purple that was in my hair. I was wrong. Right now, I've got a green, which is a problem with blonde, a greenish tone. Some of the purple didn't come out. It turned to an ashy blue. Some of my, as you can see, my ends did take, because that washed out first. So you can see that's a medium blonde. You can see it's really extra dry. So I have to really condition it. And as I trim my hair, that'll all come out. But here, you see it stayed, it lifted some of the purple, but left like an ashy blue color. That really frustrates me. Look at that. That just really frustrated me. And it did lift a little bit in, like I said, it lifted to where most of the roots were, except the very, very, very scalp. I just don't know why that's so stubborn. So yeah, you can see it's a little bit here, but you can see a lot of that blue in it. So that is my journey.